Hi, I'm Miss Whitman, and this podcast is for my English 9 CP class first period. This lesson will be a lesson on haiku. A haiku is a type of poem that originated in Japan. It is a 3-line poem with the following syllable pattern: 5, 7, 5. English translation has allowed the pattern to have 3 lines of 3, 5, and 3 syllables. But sometimes no syllable pattern is followed, and the haiku is just simply a 3-line poem. Remember that a syllable is the number of beats in a word. If you need help figuring this out, you can clap your hands to count the beats. For example, butterfly. If you want to know how many syllables, you clap the beats. Butterfly. That's 3 beats. Butterfly has 3 syllables. Not only does the haiku follow a specific syllable pattern, but the haiku is a type of poem that captures a moment of emotion. It is simply a picture of words. Traditionally, a haiku is about one season. A haiku is not a rhyming poem. It captures emotion on one image or moment in time. The last line in the haiku is usually ironic to the first 2 lines. It is a surprise. And finally, the poem does not contain any metaphors. Now that you understand a little bit about what a haiku is, you might think to yourself, why would I write a haiku? A haiku is used to express an emotion by telling the reader why you came to that emotion. It is the answer to the question, what? For example, what made you sad? Or what made you put that smile on your face? Now I'm going to give you some examples. As you read and listen to the following haiku, think about what the poem is telling you and the image or emotion that comes to your mind. Feel free to pause the podcast and reread the poem so that you can really understand what the poem is telling you and what image they're trying to portray. First example, a haiku by Ebba Story. Thick fog lifts. Unfortunately, I am where I thought I was. A haiku by O. Mapeson Southard. The waves now fall short of the stranded jellyfish. In it shines the sky. A haiku by Michael McClintock. Dead cat, open-mouthed to the pouring rain. And the last example for now, a haiku by Lee Gerga. Candlelight dinner. His finger slowly circles the rim of his glass. Someone once said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what would be the best way to start writing a haiku? Take a look at a picture. A picture, like a haiku, is one moment in time that has been captured. So what I have done is put together a collection of pictures for you to take a look at. While you're looking at these pictures, think of what they make you feel. They may make you remember something in your own life, or you may think of a story that goes along with the pictures. Whether it's true or not, it is evoking an emotion within you, and that is what you can use as your base to write your haiku. And again, feel free to pause the podcast if you would like to take an extra few seconds to look at each picture. It is, however, important to remember that sight is not the only sense that we have. Your haiku can be based on other senses. smell, sound, touch, and taste. I'm going to give you a few more examples of haiku, and these haiku are going to represent the different senses. A haiku about touch by Foster Jewell. Under ledges and looking for the coolness that keeps touching my face. A haiku about sound by Gary Hotham. Distant thunder. The dog's toenails click against the linoleum. A haiku about taste by Michael McClintock. Letting my tongue deeper into the cool, ripe tomato. And finally, a haiku about smell by Gary Gay. No matter where I stand, barbecue smoke. Alright, now it's your turn to try writing a haiku. To start, first you want to get a picture in your mind. Write down 2 lines to describe that picture. For the last line, write about something that is totally unrelated to the first 2 lines. Remember while you're doing this that the haiku is only a 3-line poem, and it only has the syllable patterns of 5-7-5, 3-5-3, or no syllable pattern but no more than 10 words in the entire poem. As you are working on your haiku, a few questions that you can be asking yourself are, is it brief? Does it present 1 or 2 clear images with no metaphors or similes? Do the words create an image and emotion without telling the reader what to feel? And are all the words in the poem strong words? Next, you're going to try writing haiku that follows the syllable patterns. Remember, the patterns are either 5-7-5 or 3-5-3. Alright, now for your homework assignment. Over the weekend, you are going to write 10 haiku. This is all due on Monday. 5 of your haiku must follow a syllable pattern. The other 5 do not need to follow any syllable pattern. All of your poems must be typed. They must have your name at the bottom of each poem. And you must come to class being prepared to share. And if you get stuck, remember you can rewind the podcast and go back to the pictures that were posted earlier. You can use those as inspiration to start your haiku, or at least get ideas for things that you may think of to write your haiku about. That is it for this lesson. Remember to have fun while writing your haiku. I'll see you on Monday, and I look forward to hearing all of them.